Praise be Jesus Christ and Mary Immaculate. Welcome to the 16th Sunday in Ordinary Time. We're going to read from the Gospel of Mark chapter 6, verses 30 to 34. Today's Gospel reading from Mark gives us a profound glimpse into the heart of Jesus and his mission. What is essential to Jesus? What is it that he wants to convey and how he wants to convey to his people in order to further the reign of God? The passage begins with the return of the apostles from their mission. Jesus has sent the 12 and they have gone to mission. They've had some success and they come back eager to share his experience with Jesus. This is the only time in the Gospel of Mark where the term apostle is used. And it's important to note here that the term apostles here refers to the mission of the 12 rather than to their function. It's about what they are sent to do and not who they are. Jesus had sent them out to preach and to heal. And now they gather around Jesus and they want to report to Jesus all that they had done and taught. They feel very proud about their success. Well, they deserve a little bit of credit, but not too much. Interestingly, the verb used for their gathering is synago, which is from the term synagogue, is derived. This hints at the tension between the message of the apostles that Jesus sent them to preach and what is taught in their synagogues, what they are influenced with by the synagogue's nationalistic religious teachings and the message of Jesus. The nationalistic teachings of the synagogues are, we first, we come first, we are the greatest, we are the best, and everybody else is excluded. The message of Jesus is just the opposite. The message of Jesus is that everyone is included, everyone is invited, and that the apostles are to make no distinctions. The apostles are enthusiastic about their work, but Jesus senses a need to correct them, and he gently invites them to come apart and to rest in a deserted place where Jesus can teach them a bit more, where Jesus can be a bit more intimate, maybe a bit more clear in his message, his instructions, and what he intends. Come away by yourselves to a deserted place and rest a while, Jesus says. This invitation shows his deep understanding of human needs. Jesus understands the human heart. Even in the midst of our busy lives in ministry, Jesus reminds us of the importance of taking the time to rest and reflect of the work or the preaching that has been done. As they attempt to withdraw, the crowd see them leaving and they follow them. When Jesus sees the large crowd, Jesus' heart is moved with compassion, for they are like sheep without a shepherd, and he begins to teach them many things as well. This passage highlights two significant aspects of the ministry of Jesus: compassion and the need for rest. First, let's reflect on Jesus' compassion. When he saw the crowd, Jesus didn't see a burden or an interruption. Jesus didn't say, "Oh my God, again, can you people please leave me alone? Can I get any rest?" No, he saw people's need. And as I said many times, God is moved by our needs and not our merits. And the people who followed Jesus had many needs. His heart was moved because they were like sheep without a shepherd. And Jesus knew exactly what a lost sheep was like. He knew the dangers of being a lost sheep. He knew the dangers of having a fold without a shepherd. And this is a powerful image because sheep without a shepherd are lost. They are vulnerable. They are directionless. And that is sometimes how we experience ourselves, as lost, as vulnerable. People can take advantage of us, and directionless. I don't know where my life is heading. They need guidance, protection, and nourishment. In our lives, how often do we encounter people who are like these sheep, lost, vulnerable, and in need of guidance? Jesus calls us to have hearts of compassion, to see beyond the inconveniences and recognize the deep needs of the many people around us. He challenges us to be shepherds in our own right, to be shepherds like he is a shepherd, that we too provide care, support, and love to those who are searching for direction in their lives. We don't have to lead them even more astray. We're called to bring them back, to give them direction, to lead them to life. Second, we see the importance of rest and reflection. Jesus invites his disciples to rest because he knows that constant work without rest can lead to burnout, and then the mission ends. This is true for us as well. In our busy lives, it's easy to neglect rest, thinking that we must keep going to be effective or successful. No, to rest is to be successful. To rest is to be effective. To take time and reflect on what we are doing and saying can be very helpful. But Jesus shows us that rest is essential. It renews our strength. It clears our minds and helps us to be more effective in our work, in our ministry, and definitely in our community life. We must find balance, knowing when to work and when to rest. Jesus himself often withdrew to pray and to rest, setting an example for us to follow. Taking time to be alone with God, to reflect, and to recharge is crucial for our spiritual and our physical well-being. Jesus' reaction to the apostles' enthusiasm is also instructive. He tells them to come apart and to rest, recognizing that their teaching, influenced by the synagogue, needs correction, that they can not go the same route as the teachings of the synagogue, very nationalistic and close-minded. The evangelist Mark emphasizes that Jesus separates the disciples as they are not yet ready to engage fully with the people. They have not yet understood him fully. So what does he do? He teaches them a bit more. Jesus, filled with compassion, takes the role of the shepherd, teaching and nourishing the crowds with his words. This passage also draws from the Old Testament imagery of shepherds and sheep. Jesus' compassion reflects the divine attitude that communicates life to those without it. He laments the situation of the people. No, he sounds a little bit like Moses when he pled to God for the people that he was leading, or for the leaders of the book of Numbers, or the warnings of the prophets like Jeremiah and Ezekiel against shepherds who fail to lead their flocks to life. As we meditate on this gospel passage, let us ask ourselves, how can we show more compassion to those around us who are like sheep without a shepherd? Are we taking the necessary time to rest and recharge, trusting that God can work through us even when we are taking a break? May we follow Jesus' example of compassion and balance, being shepherds to those in need and taking time to rest in his presence. God bless you.